All right, I ran the bike for a little while, got it warm. I've got it set up for an overnight leak check. A nice clean paper towel underneath the engine. We'll see what we see in the morning. It is a nice looking bike. Well, it's the morning after the overnight leak test. It's 9:30 in the morning. Yeah, 9:20 in the morning. And here sitteth the motorcycle, and there is a spotteth underneath it. And let us take a look at it. Okay, that's overnight. And in British circles, that's pretty good. Now I'll get under here and take a look and see what I can see, but I think other than maybe tightening, let's see. Well, it's already double clamped. I remember doing that. I will give those clamps a little extra turn and see. Kevin's going to come down and do a test ride today, so let's see what I see right here. Can I see right here? What's that? Okay, let me see if I can get my finger up there. That's a little bit of oil right there. Yeah, just a tad bit right there. Okay, I'll tighten that one, those two down a little bit more. Let me dry my fingertips and take a look at the one behind it right here. Okay, a little bit of moisture there too. You know, I think I'm gonna put this bike up in the air and try to put on my my normal non-removable compression clamps. It's not from here. There's nothing up here. Let's see. Okay. I don't think. Let me see it. Let me do a double check right on this hose, this pipe right here. No, not enough to. Let's see. Where's my finger? Not enough to say that's it. So I'm gonna go back to these. You know, there's leakage right there. So I'm gonna put different clamps on these pipes and see what happens. Kevin's gonna do a test ride today, so I'm gonna do it right now and change them out, and then we'll do a test ride and another leak test. Okay, I replaced both of those screw-on clamps with the type I prefer, which are crimp-on, permanent, hard to move, hard to replace, hard to take off clamps. I'll get down here and show you. Excuse me. Okay, let me move this oil out of the way. I never put oil back into a bike. This oil has less than 30 miles on it, but I won't put it back. I will top off the tank. Those are the old clamps in there. Excuse me. Okay, now here's the new clamps. Can you see them? There they are. I'll try to zoom in on them. I always double clamp these lines down here. Apparently double clamping it with the other clamps didn't work. So now they're double clamped with the crimp-on hose clamps that I prefer. I'll show you more about that when we go over to the workbench. So anyway, these look good, and I'm gonna start the bike, run it for a while. Kevin's gonna come down this afternoon and test ride it. Then we'll set it up for another overnight leak test and see how it goes. In the meantime, let's take a walk over to the bench and I'll show you more about these clamps. All right, let's talk about clamps. These are the ones that came off the bike, and I'm going to throw them away. And I'll throw away the oil even though it's really clean. I never put oil back into a bike. I might have little some things in it, I don't know. But I always throw it away, and I will put fresh, enough oil in this bike to top it off. Okay, the reason I use those clamps on this bike, and a couple others, I bought this little kit online. I thought, oh, isn't that pretty? And oh, aren't they shiny bright? And oh my goodness, I like those. Well, they are pretty and they are shiny bright, but I'm not sure I'm going to use them anymore. Not if they're not going to hold as well as I thought they would. Anyway, this is what I've been using for years. These, let me show you over here. Here is a whole drawer of nuts and bolts, 1/4 inch over here, I think it's 3/8 over here, and all these various sundry sizes of these clamps. I stock a lot of them, and I use a lot of them, and various and sundry sizes from 10 millimeter up to 18 millimeter, depending on what I'm doing. Problem is, you pretty much got to buy them 100 bags of 100 at a time, and finding somebody who's even willing to sell you that small quantity is a real problem. So I stock a lot of these. When I find somebody who's willing to sell me a small quantity of 1 or 2 or 300, I stock up. Okay, so let's close that. Now we'll open this. Let's see. Here are my tubing cutters. These are really nice, sharper than heck, and really makes cutting tubing really easy. I'll put those over there. Let's see, what else do we have here? These are the tools that you use to remove these crimp-on connectors. I'll tell you how they work. And where's my, what did I do with my, oh, I left them over here. This is the tool that you use to put these clamps on. So we'll do a little demonstration here. I'm going to set up the tripod, and we'll do a little demonstration here showing how they work. Okay, be right back. All right, let's do a demo on the clamps. We'll put them on, take them off, and see how they go. If I can keep my big fat hands out of the view, I'll try to stand off to the side. This is some, what is this? This is 3/16 ID in inside diameter. Fits the hose or tubing that goes up to the rocker boxes on Triumphs very nicely. Okay, nice and tight. And they'll just use these cutters to cut off a small piece. They are really nice. Slide this over, and you can do 1 or 2 like I did underneath it there, depending on what you're hooking up. And then you use these, not these, these. You can use these, let me wipe this oil off. You can use these, they're made specifically for this job. You can use them straight on if you've got clearance, like that. But if you don't have clearance and you're coming in from the side, you can use them sideways, like so. Okay, to squeeze it down. So, looking in here, I'm way too high. I gotta come over here. I gotta stay down here. All right, so anyway, as I was saying, you can use them from the side, or you can use them from the front. Okay, so let me stay in this area, and I'm gonna squeeze this down, and like that. That's tight. Let me do a little zooming action here. That's nice and tight. Now, I'll leave it zoomed. These pliers are actually made to remove this style of clamp from irrigation systems. And I modified them slightly so that they close all the way, whereas when I bought them, they didn't. And what they're made for is you go right across here and cut the top like that. And then you can worry it and it'll cut, and you can take these off like so. All right. If you don't have those, let me get another one and I'll show you another trick. Let's get over here. All right, let's put this other one on here, like so, and tighten that down. We'll do it from the side this time. Can you see? Am I doing okay? There we go. Okay, so that's tight now. If you don't have these, and nobody would, okay, these are actually held together by this area right here. And if you take a small pair of cutters, such as these, that have been ground down flat on the face so that they are, where's my picture? Oh, there it is. So that they're flat. You can then take them and put them underneath of here. Boy, it's hard doing this being on the camera and in the camera at the same time. And lift it up a little bit, get an ear right there, and then peel it back and take them off. So they're not completely non-removable, but they, well, basically they stop people from playing with them. So anyway, that's what I use, and they work really well. And that's enough for now. So Kevin's on his way down. He just called and said he'll come down and do the test ride, and then we'll let the bike sit overnight and see how it goes. All right, Kevin's going to do a test ride. Let's see if he stalls it when he puts it in first gear. Rev it up some. There you go. Sounds good. And here comes Beetlebum. Under his own power. Always a good thing. Look at him shoot that gate. One of these days.
All right, she runs like a champ, shifts nicely up and down, stops well, brakes are good. The tachometer is crazy, and we have no speedometer.
Oh, is that right? No Speedo?
Yeah. And according to this, when I was going about 5 miles an hour, I was doing 10,000 RPMs.
Oh, how interesting.
So, yeah.
All right, well, let's put it on the lift and we'll check out both of those.
Yep.
All right. All right, it looks like it's the speedometer itself that's not working. I've got the drill here hooked up to the cable back here. And once you hooked it up to the cable, you put it in reverse. You spin this in reverse and watch the speedometer, and we got no joy at all. But when you look at the cable here, go ahead and hit that, kid. The cable spins just fine. So it's either the head or it's the sender down here, back here. So what we'll do now is we will jack it up in the air and spin the wheel and see if this Speedo sender is working, okay? And then what we can do is we have a short piece of speedometer cable up here. We can turn this by hand and see if the needle jumps at all. So we're halfway there. All right, we're gonna check out the speedometer sender unit, and if any luck at all, you'll see that turn when Kevin turns the wheel. Yep, and it is rotating. Okay, so that means the sender's okay. Okay, so the sender's okay, the cable's okay. That pretty well narrows it down, guys, to the speedometer itself. So we'll have to talk about that. Frankly, speedometers are a pain. Trying to get them fixed is next to impossible. Nossinger, who's the only people I used to know, are, at the last time I checked, are no longer rebuilding these. Finding replacements is difficult. The one I like best is the GPS. Yeah, because they make a GPS speedometer that slips in there and works on GPS. You run power to it, and it's really nice. I like it a lot. But anyway, that's only if we need a speedometer on this bike. Just options. Right now, the sender works, the cable works, and the Speedo doesn't. So that's pretty well narrowing it down. Easy for me to say. Let's check the cable and going up to the tachometer and see what it looks like.
Down a little bit over there.
This side?
Yeah.
Okay.
There.
How's that?
Thanks. Okay, right.
I'm going to test the tachometer.
Sorry, son. let's hook it back up and let's see if...
We will. What we're going to do now is hook the cable up to here and spin it with the drill. And
Okay.
see what kind of action we
Gotcha.
get. The cable's good. I mean, the cable's sitting right here.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well,
it's all the way
spinning. So.
So let's spin the tack with the cable and see what it looks like. This is cute. This is funny. I'm sorry. It is funny. We've got the cable hooked back up to the tack, and Kevin's just going to turn the little tang, which turns the cable. He's just going to turn it by hand. Listen to this. I've never heard a tack do that before. Okay, so now we're going to spin it with the drill and see what happens. All right, we got the drill on the sender tang here, and we're going to spin it and let you see what happens here. Go ahead and do it gradually. Okay, guys, that's not... give her a little more.
She's all the way now.
You see now?
That's it, yeah.
So settle down?
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
Well, be darned.
Take another ride and let's see if it works.
No, let's not. There's no decisions to be made here today. That we're going to leave the tack. It appeared to have started working again, even though it's making a weird noise. And the Speedo seems to be bad enough to address. So we'll let the client decide. First of all, let them ride the bike for a while and see if the tack continues to work, and then decide what we want to do with the speedometer, which apparently needs to be replaced. And that's where we are. We had a good, successful test ride. I'm going to put it up in the air, set it up for a overnight leak test, and then probably declare it ready to be picked up. And I don't know why my camera is suddenly reacting the way it is to the outside light. It's never done that before. Undoubtedly, I'm doing something wrong. Okay, I've got the bike set up for an overnight leak test. And I cured my light flaring problem pretty well. The light will flare when you have dirty fingerprints all over your camera lenses. Gee, so much to learn about video. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and probably post this video. And then tomorrow morning we will post the results of the overnight leak test and probably call the bike good. Enough for today. I'm going to go up to Kevin's now and help him with the bike at his place.